Hey everyone, Beacon here with the Poi Mechanic channel, and today's video is a giveaway. This is a set of poi that I made a while back, and I've spun with quite a bit, and I'm truly in love with them, but I no longer use them, and so I'd like to give them to somebody who can enjoy them as much as I have. Flow on Fire was nice enough to send me these heads to try out. They're a matte finish, and I never had a matte finish set of poi, so I built these up, and they quickly became one of my all-time favorite sets. I love the overall weight and balance. The thickness of the rope really makes this set what it is. They spin super well, and then I love the color scheme. It shows up really well on video, and it's just a nice contrast. But I spin the 95.5 millimeter heads that Flow on Fire sells now, so I no longer need the 100 millimeter ones, which is what this is. The head weighs 210 grams, so it's a little bit on the heavier side, but I do a lot of contact moves, and I find that the heavier the head, the easier the contact, in my opinion. The handles are by Play Juggling. They're a silicone sphere, and the cavity in the back I filled to the top with hot glue. I'm not too sure what the overall weight of that is, but I like a bit heavier of a knob, especially for all the tosses and stuff that I do, and I'm still able to do all the same contact moves that I normally would. With tosses, I find that you barely have to flick your hand, and the handle just flies right around that head. You can isolate the head pretty good. And it's especially noticeable with anti-tosses, like you barely just flick your wrist and they fly around quite well. The rope is, let's see, it's 11 millimeter VPC. Now I normally use the 10 millimeter stuff, which is a little bit thinner, but I went with the thicker stuff on this setup, and as I said, it makes this set what it is. It feels nice and soft to begin with, but since it's a little bit thicker, it feels like it almost feels like memory foam. It like conforms to your hand, and it's just such a pleasure to grip onto. And since it's a little bit thicker, I feel like I have a little bit more control, especially if I'm holding the rope like this, which I do a lot. This has the same great characteristics of the thinner VPC, which is that when you let go of your tosses, the rope stays straight like a stiff rope would. It doesn't curl up like a lot do, but it still has a nice flexibility, so you can really wrap around your finger quite well. I'm able to do all the same tricks that I normally would do with this rope. I find that the tether traps are sometimes a little bit harder to grab onto, but it just takes a little bit of practice to make them work. The tosses on these things, they just feel so lofty. That extra weight, because of the thicker rope, just seems to balance the set out really well. And yeah, they're amazing to spin with. They're, let's see, 28 inches overall, so from the top to the bottom. And I'm 6 foot tall, so that goes from the tip of my thumb to my armpit like that. And I like a little bit longer setup than a lot of people do, but I also grip like that for a lot of moves that I'm doing, especially where the poi is getting close to my body. So yeah, hopefully whoever gets this setup will be okay with the length, and they like the heavier knobs and stuff like that. I'm really wanting to get him into the hands of somebody who needs a set, like not somebody who has a poi collection, but maybe your poi has fallen apart, was never made right in the first place. Maybe they were lost or stolen, or you want to get your first contact set up and you want this to be that set. If this sounds like you, go over to my YouTube channel, look for the video that you're watching right now, and then look in the comment section and just leave a comment on how poi has affected your life in a positive way. It could be as short as you want or as long as you want, and then in the next few days I'll pick an answer that I like, and I'll ship these out to you free of charge. The only thing I ask of you is to do something good for somebody else. No matter how simple it is, like open a door for somebody, smile at somebody that looks like they're feeling sad, give somebody a hug, go talk to a stranger and compliment them. Just little things like that can make the world a better place, and we definitely need that right now because things are kind of falling apart. But anyways, I wish you the best of luck. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a good one, and I will see you next time.